What's everybody? What's up, everybody? And welcome to a New York Jets podcast. Proud New York Jets fans. I am Nick. I am your host. Flying solo today. Just give me a second. Tweeting out the stream. How's everyone doing? Give me a second. Okay, so we had a very eventful weekend. We had a dominant weekend. Last week I was on with my buddy, NFL Chaos with Jeremy, and we had a panel Wednesday night. Buffalo Jet fan was there. Adam 2K was there. Y2K, and Dom C was there. And I said, one of the questions was, what will your reaction be? And I'm like, I hope it's just like a very simple, like Derek Jeter fist pump, because we nailed it. I didn't plan on too many emotions because I believe in Joe D. So I didn't plan on the over-the-top, like disappointment reaction, which we know we've had dozens and dozens of times. I didn't plan on the crazy pick. I didn't plan on the Jets making waves. I planned on the Jets just doing what Joe Douglas does and fucking deliver. Sauce Gardner, I had no emotion whatsoever. None. I said, you know what? I'm going to sit and wait. I'm going to see what else happens. I didn't like the pick at first. I fully admit that. I've said that over the weekend on multiple channels. But I will tell you this. My patience paid off, finally. Hey, Mathias, what's up, buddy? Thank you for joining. I'm just discussing the weekend and my thoughts, and throughout the draft process. When we picked Gardner, I was even keel. There was no emotion. Everyone knows I'm on record as saying I wanted an edge. I wanted Thibodeau or Jermaine. I was praying Hutchinson fell to us, but I knew it wasn't probable. The 10 pick comes. The rumors are about Debo. So we're waiting to see. A trade has taken place. San Francisco's on the clock. When it finally said the pick is in, again, I'm on record as Jameson Williams was my guy. But Garrett Wilson being healthy, the fact that we didn't make us big splash for a wide receiver, I could see the benefits long-term of taking Wilson. Having him for the OTAs, having him for training camp is a lot more beneficial than in the short term. I really think Jameson Williams is going to be a huge, huge stud in this league, and I hope Wilson can compare to him. I really do. It would be great to have Garrett Wilson be better than Jameson Williams. And I think in the short term he might be, but long term I hope it's neck and neck. I hope that it doesn't become – and I don't want to be negative or come off that way, but I hope we made the right pick, and waiting 2 months for a player doesn't turn into being catastrophic. It's my honest opinion. I think Wilson will be a very good complement to Moore and Davis. I think what he brings to the table is unique. His catch and run ability, his speed, his elusiveness, his route running. I love all of them. That much more, Jameson Williams is ahead of him for me. If Jameson's not injured, he could have been a possibility at 4. That's how good I think Jameson Williams is going to be in this league. He reminds me of a Chase, a Jefferson, and Odell Beckham. If healthy, when he gets out on the field, he is going to be a next-level guy. He's going to be a 2-3 year vet from day one, in my opinion. But with the offensive line, with the run game, with Corey Davis and Elijah Moore, and now you add Wilson, I love it. I love the combination. I love the talent we have. I didn't even mention our tight end group yet with blocking and pass catching ability. It's going to be very, very interesting to see this offense. Now, anyone who knows me knows I do not wear NFL jerseys. The last jersey I purchased was a Jonathan Vilma. I had a green, I had a white, and I had an authentic. And when we traded Jonathan Vilma, I swore off jerseys. I've worn one jersey since then for a Jet game. My sister and her boyfriend came over in 2010, and it was the Jets in Oakland in mid-October. It was the Mark Sanchez hot dog game. And Leon Washington was the jersey my sister and her boyfriend at the time got me. I put it on because they were there. That was the day that Leon Washington like shattered his leg in like 150 pieces an hour after I put the jersey on. So I've never worn a jersey for a Jets event since then. I always support the name on the front. I don't want to jinx anyone on the back. That being said, my best friend Pedro, who's a Raiders fan, had a jersey. And in November, him and his family were moving to Florida. And he said to me, I'm not going to need this anymore here. It's for you. And we're both bigger guys. So it's a perfect fit. So since the New York Jets had what I feel is a championship weekend, I broke it out for the first time. I broke it out for the first time to wear it today. It is too hot in here to have that jacket on, but I wanted to break this out. It is a vintage. It is a Joe Namath, and I'm having championship vibes after this draft. I wanted to do that a little later in the show, but that jacket is entirely too warm, and I could not stay like that. So here it is. For those of you who've known me for a while, you've never seen me wear a jersey. You've never seen a jersey on me. I received a Bart Scott and a Sean Green from my girlfriend in like 2011 or 2011. I'm like, I can't wear that. She's like, what do you mean you can't wear it? I'm like, I don't wear jerseys. I'm bad luck. So, yeah, Mathias, you're 100% right. This Curtis Martin, Crabette. Like, if I'm going to wear a jersey, I tell kids this all the time. Kids, I'm 43, so I'm talking about kids, guys in like their 20s. Like you'll see in the Jets groups or on Twitter, what jersey should I get? Vintage. Go vintage. At least you know you're investing your money the right way. You know how many jerseys I bought for my son and like the players aren't there anymore? I could go through the list. Revis, Sanchez, Richardson, Wilkerson, Leonard Williams, Decker, Marshall, Jamal, Bell, Darnold, two Darnolds, the old one, and then when we did the New Jersey release, Robbie Anderson. It was insane. And now he's got a Quinnen Williams. And after he got the Quinnen Williams on he's 13 now. It was his 11th birthday 2 years ago. Yeah. Well, 2.5. He says to me, Dad, please don't buy me any more Jets jerseys. He's like, everyone we get, they end up leaving the team. And like he had like sad like puppy dog eyes. But being in my family, he has no choice. He had to be a Jet fan from birth. So agree. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, who else is here with Mathias? I see someone else watching. Chime in the comments. Say hello. I try to stick to the caps. Yeah, it's funny. Like my son now, he has his Quinnen Williams jersey. We just picked up the 50-year option. So he's like, Dad, I may actually grow out of this jersey. And I looked at him because I bought him an adult large when he was 11 because I want him to have it for a few years. I don't want to keep buying. If you like the player, have it till you last. And now he's like 5'9". He's growing. And it's starting to look good on him. Anyone who follows me on social media saw the picture of me and my kids on draft day decked out in all our Jets gear. Shout out to Krausers next door to me. So, all right, back to the draft. We hit the Gardner pick. We hit Wilson. Everyone thinks we're done. I'm at my kid's house. I'm with them. Their mom is asking, well, how long are you staying? She's like, the Jets picked, right? They're done. And I'm like, I got a feeling they're going to do something else. And in my mock draft I did on IOW Sports last Thursday, for those of you who want to have good discussions and watch guys have a great time talking about every sport and everything going on in the sports world, you can search IOW for I Often Wonder, IOW Sports Network, and you can see me on there. We actually have a show kicking off at 4 o'clock today, and it's a real good time. It's a little more uncensored. It's a little more off the cuff, but it's a really, really good time. I did the mock draft on Thursday, and I had the Jets trading up at number 26 with the Titans. I nailed it. Now, in my scenario, I had the Jets taking edge rusher at 4. So trading up to 26, I had them taking Nakobe Dean. So I had them going Hutchinson 4 because I was hoping. The rumors were that he was falling. Ended up not happening. I had us taking Drake London at 10, so I had the receiver at 10, and then I had us trading up to 26. Now, when the trade comes in that the Jets have traded and the Jets are on the clock, now my emotion came out. I jumped off the couch. My son came running out from the bathroom when he was done. My daughter was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Because, yes, my daughter is a football savant. She knows everybody in the league. She can name you all 32 teams, starting quarterback, running back, and receiver as a 10-year-old girl. She's fantastic. So they're like, what's it going to be? And I knew it had to be Jermaine Johnson or Karl Loftus. I knew it had to be an edge. I just didn't know who the Jets had rated higher. Pick comes in that it's Jermaine Johnson. We freaking explode. I put my phone down. I didn't want to look. I wanted to hear it live in the announcement and react to it. And I'm very happy that I did because it was a great moment with me and my kids. Now, to rewind a little bit, I'm absolutely ecstatic to pair Gardner with Jermaine Johnson. Because now you're just not adding one piece. You're adding two elite pieces to your defense. It's the combination, right? Like the sum is greater than the parts. Gardner's a fantastic player, but if we don't have a great edge rush in this scheme, your cornerbacks can get exposed. Same thing with Jermaine. Having just Jermaine, if the cornerbacks aren't as good as they are now, you can get exposed on the back end if you're going against a team that can neutralize your pass rush. So the combination of the two on defense takes us to a whole new level. It moves us up. Hold on, I want to get this up. That made the whole thing better for a lot of fans. Yeah, 100%, Mathias, 100%. It's like taking a receiver, but then you don't have a quarterback to throw him the ball. That's the best comparison I can make with the offense. If you want the guy going downfield to work with the guy in the backfield, you need the edge and you need the corner. So it was very, very good signing for the Jets, or a draft pick for the Jets. You saw the excitement and the satisfaction of the trade up when Joe hung up. We're on the effing clock. We're on the effing clock. And then you see him and Salah like bear hug. And if there's anything we know about Salah and JD is they are meticulous. They're well calculated. They are not overreactors. They are not putting on a show for the camera. They are not Jerry Jones always trying to sell themselves. They are very low-key, low-profile people. But when you see those low-profile people react like that, it tells you everything you need to know about this draft. It tells you everything you need to know about how highly they had Jermaine Johnson ranked. It tells you we fucking nailed this. And that's me. That's my words on it, right? They nailed this. They absolutely 100% nailed this draft. And the name of this page, Proud New York Jets Fans, has been mocked since the day it was created. The Facebook group was created, I think, May 10th in 2019. So 3 years were going on with the Facebook group. And the YouTube page is Proud New York Jets Fans. And we're finally at a place where you could start to be proud of this team. And we knew it was coming. Jimmy Jardine and I started this together. We knew that one day it was going to happen. And we're there. You know, you move on to day 2 with the draft, and you add a trade up with the Giants. And my buddy Steve, who's a Giant fan, was here watching it with me, and we see that the trade comes in, and we both kind of turn and look at each other, and he's like, who are you moving up for? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, I was thinking to Kobe Dean, because at the time, all of us wanted a Kobe Dean. You know, it was shocking to see his free fall in the draft. But I thought it could have been a D tackle. I thought it could have been another edge. I thought it could have been one of the safeties. And I had, hey, buddy, what's up, Gitmo? I'm just going over the draft. And just so you know, this is the first jersey that I've worn in about 13 years. A buddy of mine moved and left it for me. He moved to Florida, and he left me. He was a Raider fan, but he had this jersey because he always loved Joe. And this is the first time I'm putting it on. He gave it to me in November. Gitmo saying, Mathias saying, what's up to Gitmo? Yeah, who else we got here? We got a couple other people watching. Say hello in the chat. Show yourself. So we move up, and the pick comes in that it's Breece Hall. And I'm kind of shocked. But then, like, right away, I try not to overreact with the Jets. And I did that for many, many years. But now I'm more calm. I'm older. I look big picture. So big picture, I'm thinking to myself, all right, it's a second-round pick, but it's our fourth pick overall. That's a good place to take a running back because normally your fourth pick is in the fourth round, which is where we would all like to get a running back. A lot of us have all discussed this in the multiple shows and the multiple channels. Hey, what's up, Matthew? Thanks for joining, buddy. Good to have you here. But now I'm like, all right, it's our fourth pick. We got a receiver. We got a corner. We got an edge. We addressed the offensive line of free agency. We signed Reed, another corner. We signed Whitehead. We double dipped on tight ends in free agency. You got receivers. I think it's a really great value pick because of the fact that the line is set. Michael Carter is a very good player. Michael Carter will have a very good role in this league for 8 to 10 years. Michael Carter is better today because he will be teaming up with Breece Hall. And Michael Carter is a good change of pace back. He's good catching out of the backfield. He can be an elite weapon on third down. We've all seen him make a lot out of nothing and break tackles and lunge forward and get 3 yards when it should have been -1 on the play. So the combination of Hall and Carter and Coleman, we are never going to have a 2,000-yard rusher. This scheme keeps guys fresh. It keeps guys rotating. I highly doubt we have a 100-catch player. You saw the monster year that Debo had, and I don't think he got near 100 catches. I think he was 77, I think. Don't quote me on it. But he had a huge year. It's making the most of your opportunities and spreading the ball around. That's what this offensive scheme is. You know, Elijah Moore can have 75 catches. Davis can have 65. Wilson can come in at 50. The tight ends none of them might catch more than 30. But together they might catch about 90, which is great production out of your tight end spot. You know, you might have 35, 30, 25 out of your tight ends. It's great that we have all these weapons. It's absolutely great that we have. Still, that's QB. Yeah, no lies told, Gitmo. No lies told. I was a huge Chad Pennington fan, and for a while I argued that Chad is a better passer than Joe. Obviously, with the evolution of time in the position, you know, it's true with completion percentage and interception rate and all that. But Joe is still the only one with the ring. So he gets number one by default because that ring means more than any other statistic. We all know that. There was years Tom Brady was handing the ball off to Anton Smith, and he was getting rings. And then he evolved as his career went on. Show this keep part of yeah. And Zach Wilson's doing it. Hopefully. Once it's 2027 and Zach wins his second ring, because I think we're winning in 04 and then we're in 24 and we're going to win in 27. 2024 AFC favorites has been my mantra for the last year and a half. Since the Jamal trade, it's been 2024 AFC favorites. So we're getting to a very good place. We are building the team the right way. We are addressing the D-line. And don't forget, we're adding Carl Lawson and Jermaine Johnson to this pass rush, on top of Solomon Thomas, on top of Martin, on top of Curry coming back. JFM moving inside now to his more natural position. Just think about this. On pass rushing downs, you can have Quinnen and JFM inside with Jermaine and Lawson outside. On rundowns, you can go Solomon Thomas and Sheldon Rankins inside with Lawson and JFM outside. JFM can play outside on run situations to be bigger and bulkier. the possibilities, the combinations are endless. And if anybody watches the 49ers play, you've heard me say it. They rotate D lineman after D lineman. A quote that stands out in my head was from the Dallas 49er playoff game this year. And 5 minutes into the game, Tony Romo says the 49ers are doing what they do best. They have already rotated 9 defensive linemen, and it's just the second Dallas Cowboy possession. That keeps you healthy. That keeps you fresh. That keeps you dominant at the end of the game. And in the second half, when those offensive linemen are getting tired from dealing with our D line the entire game, they're going to wear down. We're going to be fresh, and we're going to be able to close games out by getting big stops. Building a roster to be able to do one better in Cuba. 100%, Matt. 100%, absolutely. We are, we'll discuss it since Matt brought it up, and I'm not being negative. If for some reason Zach doesn't pan out as a quarterback, you are looking at a team who could be in a position to give up future picks to acquire a quarterback and blow up. You are looking at a team that is going to have a line, they're going to have weapons, they're going to have a defense, and if for some reason Zach is not that guy, we can spend future picks to put us over the top because that's the type of team that we're building. It's Mathias, guys. I'm telling you the truth is we will be proud of this team in short order. I believe we'll be very surprised. Free agency, how this team played this year. Can't wait. Yeah. And something that I say a lot about this team is that even last year in the middle of the season, when Zach had gotten hurt and the defense was giving up a massive amount of points and yards and couldn't stop anybody, something I said was, you never saw any of the players having a blow up on the sideline. You never saw the flipping out. You never saw other players having to come reel somebody in like they did with Odell Beckham Jr. Just saying it because it's the same stadium. You never saw anybody kicking the punt nets. You never saw a player slamming his helmet. You never saw other players having to deal with someone else's emotions. What you saw was a roster of young, hungry guys who are leaders themselves. What the biggest tell on Joe Douglas with who he's going to draft is he drafts captains and team leaders. Because if you have a team of leaders, nobody has to be led. Nobody has to have their hand held. Nobody has to be coaxed down off of a cliff in the middle of a game because they're not getting the ball. It's all team first guys. And that is what's going to help us when we get in those big spots and those big moments. We're going to have a team of guys encouraging one another. Offense cheering on defense, defense cheering on offense, coach bear hugging players. It's going to be amazing to watch this team come together. And instead of losing those one possession games like we did to Tampa Bay, which is the one that sticks out to me this year, where if we had a better line and we had a better run game and we had better weapons at that game, Tampa never gets the ball back. We run out the clock. So how many games have we watched over the last several years where we can't sustain the drive? We can't run out the clock. We give them the ball back. The defense has been on the field for 35 minutes, and then they got to go out and do a game stop to win the game, and they haven't been able to do it. So the knowledge of the players that we have, the familiarity with the scheme, several of them coming from the Salah, Thomas, Reed, and the linebacker that we signed. He's a hybrid safety linebacker. We just signed him. His name's escaping me. Forgive me. If anyone knows it, throw it in there. But he was with Salah at the 49ers. Everyone in the second year of this scheme now. The D-line becoming what I think could be elite. We could very well have a top 5 D-line. That's how much I love these guys and their fit and their role in this scheme. Excuse me. I'm drinking my coffee, but it's giving me cotton mouth. I'm drying out, and they're really bad. Normally, I take my sip of water when other people are on the stream with me, but today I'm flying solo. And they could have won a couple more. Agree, they kept together, and they could have won a couple more games last year. Let that sink in, and we weren't very good. Yeah, like I said, the Tampa one, because of how much it hurt, because it was Brady and we had him beat, is the one that sticks out in my head. We had a lead in a couple other games and it fell through. I think Miami was one that we collapsed, that we thought we were going to win. The one in Miami where Zach had that crazy runaround play and then found the guy open. I hate when people are negative when I say Zach can be a top 5 or 10 QB and think he was drafted second overall for a reason. I agree, man. And here's my thing. When people discuss top 5, top 10, they're usually referring to fantasy stats, right? They're usually referring to how many touchdowns or how many yards a player has. Efficiency is never discussed. Zach is going to be efficient with the run game, with the line, with the weapons we have. You're going to see the most important stat I'm looking for with this offense this year is not one anyone else would say, but it's just me being me. I've looked at the game differently. Third down efficiency rate is the stat that I think we are going to skyrocket in. And when you convert in third downs, you're staying on the field longer. You're getting more play opportunities. So rushing attempts are going to go up. Receptions are going to go up. Defense is going to be well rested. We're not going to have a ton of 3rd and 3 and outs where they gave up a long touchdown drive. We go 3 and out and they're back on the field in 3 minutes real time. So everybody is going to get better by the offensive line and the offense getting better. Time of possession is the second one. I expect us, with being a run-first team, to be in the top 5 of time of possession this year. I think eating up the clock, dominating the ball, keeping the other team on the bench, keeping our defense on the bench, especially when you have these pass rushers, man. If they're coming in fresh and they're not tired and we can rotate one after the other, these second halves are going to be dominated by our defense and the run game. And defense and run game, as we all know, can travel and go anywhere. The passing attack is what gets affected most when you go into a loud stadium and you're in a close game or you're in a playoff game. When you can run the ball and your defense can shut them down, look at the 49ers. That's the blueprint. They took the Dallas crowd out of the game. They took the Packer crowd out of the game. They made both of those teams play a game they didn't want to play because they can control the ball and they can shut you down and get you off the field on third downs. And that's where we are going to be. That's what we are. Or when you compare stats to top 5 QBs in their rookie season, like Josh Allen sucked. Oh, if you look at the comparisons between Josh and Zach, their rookie years are almost on par. I think 57 completion percentage, low touchdown rate, high interception rate. But what did they do? They went out and they got Diggs. What did we do? We went out and got 3 starting caliber tight ends, a stud running back, upgraded the offensive line, and added Wilson. So we're doing the exact same thing that Buffalo did. When you get a young quarterback, you do everything you can to help him to succeed. And I think you're going to see a huge, huge jump in Zach this year. I don't think Zach is ever going to throw for more than 4,000 yards in the next couple seasons. We're a run-first team. If we can get Zach to live between 35 and 3,800 yards with 23 to 26 touchdowns and the interceptions are 12 or less, that's fantastic football from your quarterback. That's fantastic football. Give me 63% this year, jump up 6% with Wilson and Moore for an entire year and Carter coming out of the backfield and the tight ends. I think 65% isn't crazy, but for a second-year quarterback to jump 6% in his completion percentage is nice. You know, give me the floor 63, give me the ceiling 65. Are you surprised JD to draft a linebacker or safety? Safety, no. And I'll address safety first, Gitmo. Safety, no. Because we signed Whitehead, we re-signed Joyner, we have Riley, we have Pinnock, we have multiple guys. We even have Ashton Davis, who I view more as a special teamer with his athletic ability. But I don't think – and you remember, you can't draft everybody with a premium pick in one season. So I think this year we ride with Joyner, Riley, and Pinnock next to Whitehead, and you throw them all in the deep end. And who knows, you might find a gem in there, and you might not need to draft it, and maybe Pinnock becomes a stud safety on the back end. And we have Parks. We still have Will Parks back there too. So, and he's been elected like the leader of the group room. Like at the OTAs, he tweeted something out about being elected the leader of the room. And I've only been here for the equivalent of 11 weeks with last season and then in the off season time together, or maybe even less. I think 7, and they voted for him. So it was a huge honor for him. So that's a player that could be a diamond that they found in free agency. Linebacker, you got Mosley. You got the guy we brought in from the 49ers. You got Williams. You got Nasruddin. You got Sherwood. I think they really believe in those 2 guys they drafted last year to play off ball. You got to remember the most important part of the linebacking core is having a D line that is so good, it keeps the offensive line from getting to these linebackers and they can run in space. When our D line is shit and offensive linemen are blowing us back, we're the linebackers are stuck in the shit. Now they're going to be able to step up, not worry about the lineman getting to them and run sideline to sideline or slash holes and make stops in the backfield. So I think that these are the 2 positions that they are okay with. Adding Reed and Gardner is amazing for the entire secondary. It's amazing. Gardner could be a shutdown. I think Gardner is I think he's going to be all world. I really do. I think late this year, going into next season, 2023, you're going to see the Revis talk. They're going to be talking about we have the best shutdown corner in football. Yes, better than Jalen Ramsey, because Ramsey gets dogged a lot. Tom Brady's last touchdown pass before he unretired was to Mike Evans over Jalen Ramsey for the touchdown late in that game. So I think Gardner is going to be really, really, especially with combined with our pass rush, Gardner could be a top dog in this league very quickly. You know, Richard Sherman was very good in this scheme. I think Gardner can even be better than Sherman because I think he's more athletic than Sherman was. Sherman was a good technician with his size and length with his arms, and he was out of position a lot, but his length was able to make up for times he did get beat. So I think Gardner can be top of the league very quickly. I wouldn't be surprised if Gardner makes a Pro Bowl rookie year. That's how much I think Gardner's going to excel in this scheme with his talents. Breece Hall and Michael Carter, the best young running back duo in the league. As of today, you got to say no, right? Because the offensive line just got completed. Becton's coming back. Tomlinson's here. I think by October, November, you're gonna see those arguments. Right now, you still got to say whoever you put. You could put me next to Jonathan Taylor right now, and that's the best young tandem. Well, I'm not young, but that's the best tandem in the league. We could put you out there, Matthew Smith, as the backup for Jonathan Taylor, and I still think you could say that Jonathan Taylor takes the cake. Until we see what Hall and Michael Carter do together, and with this scheme, and with this line, and with our tight ends that can block, I think you are looking at the next great thing. So as of today, I'm not going to say yes, but it has all the makings to be that very, very soon. Kind of like I was just said about Gardner. And we have a better O-line than the Bills now. We do. And you could say we have a better D-line. They might have better run-stuffing players, but, I mean, we were 32nd in defense last year. Now you add the offense with more time of possession, keeping the defense off the field more, keeping them fresh, and you look at our defense going from 32, I don't think top 15 is too far out. I think it's definitely possible. I think the Jets defense could be top 15, and I think the offense could be top 15 as well. So you're looking at the water level rising. You're looking at a lot more complete all-around team, and we are going to be good in all 3 facets of the game. 4 with coaching, because I love the way LaFleur developed throughout the year, and now with the scheme in year 2 and the talent better on defense, I expect a lot of fun with this group. Our offensive line at the end of the season was 13th. Not bad. And now top 10 for sure. But Agreed. I don't think if Becton comes back healthy and this group stays healthy, all 5 of them, there's no reason we can't be a top 5 line. That's how good it is. We're very stout in the middle. We got Becton, who can get out in the stretch game and just maul people. Fant was very good in pass protection and a little bit above average with run blocking. You add the tight end blocking into the run game now with Uzama, with Ruckert. Conklin, not so much as good as the other two, but still a formidable blocker. And I really like what they're going to be able to do. I would not be surprised if the New York Jets have a top 5 line. And the last time we had a top 5 line, we went to back-to-back AFC championship games. Gitmo says, Jets' success this season will depend on the continuing improvement of Zach Wilson, good health. Oh, yeah, and my receivers holding on to the ball. I see no lies told, my friend. That's a very, very good summary. Yeah, health, quarterback, catching the ball, because drops are drive killers, right? Well, normally our drops are a little bit further downfield. They're first down conversions, and now it's fourth down and we're punting. So that all goes into what your comment ties into what I was saying earlier about third down conversion rate, extending drives, staying on the field. It's complementary football, and drops really hurt, whether it's in the end zone. Oh, those are the fucking worst. So now we're settling for field goals. But yeah, I agree with you 100%, Gitmo. Good post. I still have hope for Davis, who is very raw coming in, and have to believe the underdog. Yeah, don't forget in the beginning of the season, when before Moore took off, Davis was having some nice games and having some nice chemistry with Zach. So you're looking at an offense who, even though a lot of these guys are coming into year 2, haven't played a full season together. Moore missed a bunch of time. Davis missed a bunch of time. Zach had missed some time. Like, it was, I'm in, I'm out. I'm in, I'm out. Like, there wasn't cohesiveness. So I think you're going to see a big, big difference this season in a lot of the Jets positional groups. But I think wide receiver and the quarterback combination is going to be fun to watch. Don't forget this one game. I was like, we'll have a much easier time. Yeah. When you're running the ball and you're pounding it down people's throats, and then you're able to mix in a play action or move the pocket for Zach, and you got speed like Wilson, or route running like Wilson and Moore, and then you got Davis possibly coming underneath on like a mid-level route, because Moore ran a 15-yard out, Wilson ran a streak up the middle to draw the safeties, and now you got Davis coming in behind the linebackers. Man, it's going to be fun. And then you got the tight end going out to open up a linebacker. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch LaFleur, who, you know what, let me address this. Mike LaFleur was thrown into a position he was not expecting to be in when we had the unfortunate death of John Knapp, our passing game coordinator, who in all the OTAs last year was this far away from Zach Wilson after every play. He was the one on his hip. He was the one discussing, what did you see? Why did you make that throw? This is what you should look for. And then give him the next play and see what he did. John Knapp was supposed to be the passing game coordinator. John Knapp was basically running Zach Wilson. And then he had the unfortunate death. And I'm not making excuses for the Jets. What John Knapp's family went through is much more catastrophic and horrific for them than it is for our football team. But domino effect, losing Knapp did hurt Zach. And it hurt LaFleur, because LaFleur was supposed to be the run game coordinator and call the plays that Knapp gave him, right? Like, Knapp was going to be the one making a suggestion on third down, like, run this, Zach is comfortable with this. And that would be the play. So they brought in Beck throughout the year. They hired him on the staff to help out as Zach's quarterback coach. And when Zach came back from the injury, you saw a different player. So now in the offseason, you see LaFleur, I say his balls dropped. His balls dropped as a play caller throughout the year. And the best thing that happened to the Jets last year was Zach getting injured, because you saw LaFleur not have to baby anyone. You saw what the scheme could do when you're not babying a guy. And then when Zach came back, he got hit with all the injuries, with Davis out, and Crowder in and out, and Berrios missed time, and Moore missed time. And then we were on our third tackle for the Buffalo game, and Van Rotten was in there for a while. And we're much, much better off. But I think you're going to see a huge leap because of LaFleur's comfort as a play caller in year 2. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it, bro. I'd be your fullback. We'd convert every N1. Every N1. 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, 3rd and goal, 4th and goal. Follow me, brother. I'll lead you right into the end zone every time. Mathias, it is one of the things I'm most interested in watching this season. Kid has talent. If this can match his physical frame and his physical features and his athletic ability, I don't think we can write him off. It's next to Gardner. There's three main storylines that I'm looking for this season and in training camp. Zach's ability, Zach's growth, Zach's command of the system, Zach being a leader, Zach taking control of the huddle, Zach being more vocal. Zach is story number one for the Jets, as any quarterback who's developing is, right? Now, when you add Carl Lawson's health, I'm very interested in seeing Carl Lawson, who dominated camp last year. The talk of camp last year was Elijah Moore and Carl Lawson. And then he had the unfortunate Achilles rupture out in the dual practice in Green Bay. So hoping to God he can get back to the level he was at. That's there. Now, Mims is the third, because we know what Moore can do. We know what Davis can do. Wilson's going to be exciting to watch. But if Mims can overtake Berrios as the fourth wide receiver, or share the fourth wide receiver role, certain schemes or plays Berrios is better in, other plays Mims could be better in, right? So it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be something I'm going to keep my eye on. I'm sure it's something that we're going to discuss often. Gitmo. Oh, I missed a comment. I'm sorry. I still for Davis was very raw coming in and have to believe the unconverted linebackers will improve. Yeah, I agree. The speed that they have, the coverage ability, going sideline to sideline. When you have safeties who are now playing linebacker, I follow both of these guys on Instagram. They've both been working out like dogs. They both look better. They've grown into their physiques more. They're more muscular. Hopefully that all adds up to better muscular health, so nothing on their body implodes again like the Achilles did. And I forget the other injury. Were they both Achilles for Sherwood and Nasruddin? I know one of them was Achilles. I forget the other, if it was a knee or shoulder. I forget. So when you look at the overall structure of the Jets right now, I think it's something that we can be proud of. I think it's something that we can be excited about. Like, I don't think it's false or forced excitement anymore. And there's been a lot of off seasons we've done that. We know we didn't really hit the draft. We take someone like Deron Lee or Copels or other players, and at the time we hoped that they panned out. But a lot of us were saying this isn't what we needed. Sorry, I had a message come in on the phone. But when you're looking at this team now, there's substance. There's not flash. Yes, you got Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner to me is Dion 2.0. He's going to talk the talk. He's going to self-promote. But he's going to be able to go out on the field and back it up on Sundays. And I know it's not just Sundays. With this team and with the NFL schedule coming out, I'm predicting you will see the Jets on a Sunday night game or a Monday night game this year. I think this is the year where even the National Football League says people are going to want to watch this team. Now, it might be an early in the season game before the wheels fall off like they have in normal seasons. So I don't think maybe they'll trust the Jets yet for a November or late December game. But why not a Monday night game against Buffalo? Why not a Sunday night game in New England? I think that the league is going to start to respect this team. I think that they're going to start to trust to put them on more than their obligatory Thursday night game that every team has to do. Why not Sunday night in Green Bay? Why not? I think they're good enough. I think that the structure of the team, I think the character of the coach, I think it would be a really, really fun thing for the New York Jets to start to get some respect nationally. It happened with the draft. Now the next step to that is give us some primetime games. Let us show the country what we're about. Let us show the football world how we line up and beat the snot out of people like the 49ers do. Why not? Why not watch Sauce Gardner try to cover Stephon Diggs in prime time. Why not? Why not watch Josh Allen get the beating of his life against us? Is Zach at the rookie mini camps? I love seeing him from the website. No, the rookie mini camp is just all guys who were drafted or offered non-drafted roster invites, the undrafted free agent rookies, and I'm sure there'll be a quarterback in there. They'll pick a kid from Middlesex County College if they have to, just to have someone coming in and throwing the ball in the minicamp. But then sometime in May or early June, we have there's the rookie OTAs, and then there's the team OTA where the rookies will be with Zach for the first time. And then I think that's it aside from training camp. I could be wrong. Oh, what's the oh no, Mathias? I didn't see when that comment came in, so I don't know what you're referencing. I found it interesting the number of players who didn't get drafted and were players we had some interest in our mocks. I guess we really don't know shit about finding mid and late round gems. Hey, the later you get into the draft, I mean, it's fun for discussion. It's fun for podcasts. It's fun for shows. But when you listen, it's hard to predict round one. I mean, I did full round one mocks. I had 26 out of 32 players in the first round, which is pretty good for a novice, right? Like, I'm a beginner. I'm not a professional. I don't have a team reviewing tape. This is just me and my takes off of what I see. Now, when you get to rounds 3, 4, or rounds 6 and 7, it's damn near impossible. Like, you're better off hitting the lottery than you are hitting what picks get that late. We can have guys that we are interested in, but each football team can have a little bit more interest in a different player. And it's not to say that player wasn't in the discussion, but there's so many moving parts when you get to late in the round, Gitmo, or late in the rounds, that it's very, very difficult to predict. But it's fun. We enjoy it, right? Like, that's why we do it. That's why we look up these guys. We look to learn about the players. And in the event that it does hit, we all look like geniuses because it did. But it's fun to do it without even. Mathias can get to already bothering him. I'm sure he's on the phone to all these guys. Agreed. If you're Zach Wilson and you traveled the country a couple weeks ago, why wouldn't you call right now and say, Garrett, where are you? Where are you going to be this day? Let's work something out. Let's get together and let's get the show moving. I'm for it. I'm all for it. Let me get something real quick for you guys. Give me a second. Let me get this. I want to add this in the chat. Share. Copy link. So, like I was saying earlier, from 4 to 6, I do a podcast with 2 of my friends. I'm going to share the link. I do a paste. I do a podcast for those in the chat. I just shared the show that I do. Did I share it in the right one? Yeah, there we go. Did it pop up? I shared it. It didn't pop up yet, though. But I'm going to have to get out of here. At 4 o'clock, we start our IOW Sports Network. I'll be reviewing the draft. I'll be reviewing everything over there. Do you like this 2 fourth-rounder player draft? To be honest, I thought Ruckert was the best all-around tight end in the draft. I think the Jets feel that way, too. I think that the Jets feel that they got an absolute steal. I'm trying. Hey, guys in the chat, I don't see it on my screen, but do you see the link that I shared under my name? It didn't pop up yet on my feed here. I'm just curious if you guys see it. I shared a YouTube link under my name. No? Let me try it again. Yeah, I don't know. All right, but if you search IOW Sports, I can't comment on my own YouTube page? That's weird. All right, there it is. It just blocked the link. IOW Sports Network. If you search that out on Google or YouTube, I'm sorry, we start there around 4 o'clock. One of the guys comes right from work. Sometimes we go on about 4:05, but we'll do some further sports discussion there. It's not a Jet particular podcast, like I know all of you guys follow, but it is uncensored. It is unfiltered. If you're at work, it might be headphones required. But I want to thank everyone for joining the stream today. Do me a favor and like it, share it, tell your friends. I saw we went up a couple subscribers during the show today. I appreciate that. But any of your Jets groups that you're on, get my beautiful face out there and tell people that we're doing some good things. You know, I have good guests that come on. We got a good community of Jet content creators, and a lot of us are coming up together and hopping on everyone's shows. As you know, we're all supporting and creating with and for one another. So as always, I will say, be loud, be proud, New York Jets fans. Take care, everybody. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.